One of the things that I know to be true is that when you are in the weeds, when you're drowning, it is impossible to even see the forest for the trees. It's hard to pull back and see what is the problem. What's going on? How do I get out of this crazy, chaotic cycle? And how can I start to do things just a little bit differently so that I can have a different look at my day? Hello, everyone. My name is Yashika Dooley, and I'm a urogynecologist and a life coach for doctors. I do business and strategy consultations to help doctors be able to actually create more white space in their day, to help doctors who love medicine and who want to stay in medicine actually love what they're doing, work 50% less, and make more money doing it. So I am doing a webinar tomorrow, and I want to invite you to join me. I want to show you how you can successfully and sustainably run a six-figure clinical practice. And I'm telling you, no matter if it is a small or large private practice, if you are in academic medicine, if you work with residents, fellows, if you are working for a hospital system, you are running at least a six-figure clinical practice. And that's one of the problems is doctors don't think about what we are doing day to day as a six-figure and often multi-six-figure clinical practice. And so one of the things that you need to learn how to do is think more like a business person in addition to thinking like a doctor. Both are necessary. The other thing that I want you to be able to do is have a sustainable clinical day. I want you to be able to get in and get out. I want you to be able to enjoy taking care of your patients, and I don't want it to feel overwhelming. And it is completely doable, right? We were just never taught in medical school and residency and fellowship. I was taught how to be super responsive to everybody around me. I was taught that, all of the rooms were always triple booked, and we just went from room to room to room. Our goal was to get all the patients seen as quickly as possible, and then we dealt with all of the charts afterwards. And so my framework had always been knock out patients, knock out seeing all of the patients, getting all the rooms cleared, and then you deal with the stack of charts later. And so if you've been trained that way, then of course that's what you're going to do, right? And if you don't have a better system, if you haven't developed a better way to do it, this is exactly what you're going to naturally do when you go into your years as a junior attending. And oftentimes it's just what we just continue doing. So what I want you to know is that it doesn't have to be that way. There is a sustainable system, but if you've never been taught it, it's always going to feel like you are drowning or you're in the weeds. And one of the things that I learned very early on is watching other people in clinic oftentimes just made me feel worse. It made me just be like, okay, some people have really figured out a system. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they are bopping from room to room. It looks like they're getting all their notes closed. It looks like their their schedule is running on time. And then there are these other people that, are kind of like drowning, kind of like I was. And so if you are determined to find a more sustainable way, if you're determined to do things differently, I want you to know it is completely possible, even if right now you are backlogged, you are always running behind in clinic, you are always feeling overwhelmed, and you are always taking work home. There is a very simple solution and a very sustainable way to get those, what I call infinite tasks, taken care of. It just has to be a system, and to also help you have more energy each day so that you have just more free time to relax and rest. That's part of what a lot of us don't prioritize, and because we're trying to take care of the patients, we're trying to get everybody out of the office on time, and in doing so, everybody gets home and they can enjoy their families, but we are either stuck at the office still working on charts and closing portal messages and sending out scripts and making sure that all the emails were checked, or we're taking everything home and doing it there. One of the things that I found very early on is that when you are in the weeds, right? It's hard to pull back and say, what is exactly the problem? What should I do differently? And that's what I want to be able to impart to you. I want you to know that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. After working for 22 plus years in all types of hospital systems, I want you to learn from all of my mistakes. And I've made a lot of them, right? But you don't have to. Learn from my mistakes, see how you can pick up the really simple and easy pieces that you're like, oh, I could do that in my clinic. I want you to be able just to pick it up, sculpt it, make it your own, and then just use it when you go into clinic next week. I also want you to see why things aren't working right now. Oftentimes, a lot of doctors have no idea why they continue to drown, even though, right, you might be short-staffed, and I was short-staffed quite often, right? Worked in a military setting, often got deployed to do backfills in areas where they were short-staffed and I was coming to kind of be an extra set of hands. So I've gone into lots of hospital spaces where we were already short-staffed. So I get that. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I've also worked in systems where we were struggling. We were what felt like double and triple booked, or we had a very tight schedule. Patients were booked every 15 or 20 minutes, and it just did not seem like there was enough time, and there weren't enough rooms to fill so that you could kind of hop from room to room. So I realized there are lots of circumstances that make it seem very hard, right? But even in those situations, there are ways that you can be able to take back complete control of your clinic. And it doesn't have to be at the expense of all of your time and energy each day. So I want you to be able to learn those systems. We need amazing doctors to stay in the system and be able to have a sustainable clinical practice, because then that means that they can have a sustainable lifestyle. It is completely doable for you. It's not that you were doing it wrong. It's just that we were never really taught how to do it right. And one of the things that I think working with somebody who has been in a very similar situation is that they can pull back and they can show you areas, right, that might be simple fixes, easy fixes. And it takes the load off of you. It lightens your load. When your brain is already spinning with all the things that you have to do, having to sit down and think of one more thing, having to be able to triage one more thing, having to be able to problem solve one more thing just really seems overwhelming, because you're just like, let me just keep going. Let me just try to catch up. Let me just get these things done. And I don't have the brain space. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the physical capacity, because I am exhausted to be able to focus on those things as well. And so that's what I want to be able to do for you. And I want you to know it is very simple. I have a complete system. I'm going to run through it. And I then want to give you even just a couple of nuggets of knowledge so that you can be able to use it in clinic next week. Make it simple and easy. I will also be talking about my one-on-one coaching program. So if you're interested in working directly with me, if something that I talk about tomorrow really seems like, oh, I could use that, I would love to be able to work one-on-one with her. I want to be able to get all my templates in order. I want to be able to get my backlog taken care of. I want to be able to actually create more white space so that I can spend more time with my friends and family. I want to be able to take care of myself in a way that I keep telling myself and promising myself that I'm going to do, but I haven't actually done yet. I want to actually be able to focus on some of my other professional goals. But right now, because I have so much backlog, I have so many other things that I'm doing, I'm not able to actually maximize and accept these other positions. So these are all the things that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to walk you through. It's going to be simple and easy. It's going to be tomorrow, Sunday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay? If you register, you will also get a replay. So I understand it is Sunday. People are going to be doing lots of things. It's family time. Maybe you're going to be working on notes. But I want it to be something that you can join no matter what. Or maybe you just want to catch the replay. So I will be sending that out for anybody that actually registers. That will go out. The replay will be available for 72 hours. And if you join within the first 48 hours of me opening up the doors, you will get 3 bonuses. The 3 bonuses are we're going to go live, and we are going to go through and customize all of your templates. That, for many people, is one of the things that just drives them crazy. They're like, I need to do it, I need to do it, I need to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to knock it out in the first 2 weeks. We're also going to do a deep dive into what I call an asset reallocation, like looking at all of the things that you are using right now in your clinic and ways that we can shift some of those assets and recapture some of that time and energy for you to be able to get more done in clinic without compromising at all your patient care, right? We are also going to be looking at your schedule. I'm going to show you how you can set up your schedule. And I know that, we all have templates that are not always within our control. So looking at your templates that are already there, we are not going to have to shift your templates at all for your clinical schedule. But I want to show you how to actually look at your day, Monday through Friday, but also looking at your Saturday and Sunday and saying, okay, how can we create more white space? How can we create more time given the templates of your clinical schedule that you already have, given all the things that you already have to do, so that then you can now naturally start feeling more organized and you can work more efficiently within that block of time. For many people, these 3 things are really hard to do and it keeps them spinning and it never seems like there's quite enough time to actually attack them. I'm going to lighten your load. I'm going to show you how to do it really easily and we're going to knock it out together so that then it's done and it's customized to you. You don't have to worry about it again. So live is tomorrow. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Register. All of the information will be in the comments or you can look at the profile and I want to see you tomorrow. If you can't come tomorrow live, register for the replay. You'll have access for 72 hours. And if you have any questions when you register and you're not even going to be able to be there, you can just respond to that email, ask all your questions right there, and I will make sure that I respond to them either in the email or on the live. So you'll be able to see everything right there. Simple and easy. That's what I'm going to do. Lighten your load. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.